Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over my meal and prep for our family vacation. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I'm a married mom of 3 and I post weekly content with cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation. If you do enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up as well as hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. So since I posted my pack and prep video for our recent vacation to the island, I've had a lot of requests for my processing for my meal and planning and prep. So I thought I'd just sit down with you guys today and just kind of go over what I do for as far as meal planning. Now, I'm by no means a meal planning expert. In my normal life at home, I will meal plan for a little bit and then I kind of fall off the wagon and then meal plan again and then fall off the wagon. So I'm not very consistent with it. But I thought for our most recent trips, like we went to the island for 6 days and then we went camping for 5 days, I thought I'd prep all our meals and plan them out so they would make it a little bit easier while on vacation. And then I also don't feel like that we're eating a lot of repetitive meals and we have a bit of a variety. So what I kind of did was I went through and thought, okay, what are easy things that we can make, but I can also maybe prep ahead of time and have to bring the least amount of ingredients. So you're not bringing, for example, a large bottle of soy sauce when you only need a couple of tablespoons. So I go through in a notebook and I write down the days that we're away, and I write down what we're going to need for meals that day, whether it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then I go through a separate list of snacks that we might have. So for as far as the first days we arrive, on the island we arrived late afternoon, so I knew I wanted to have something simple for dinner. So for the first day we were there, we had spaghetti because I knew that'd be something simple. I could get the kids fed while I'm trying to get unpacked and organized at the resort that we're staying at. Whereas when we were camping, we arrived at the campsite early afternoon. So I knew that we weren't going to be eating lunch while we were driving. So I wanted to have something that was easy to have for the kids so when we got there they could be fed. So my youngest had some fruit and yogurt for lunch, whereas our other 2 kids had sandwiches and we just had sandwiches or wraps for lunch. Kept it simple, easy, because we were still kind of getting set up at the campsite. As far as dinner the first night camping, I thought burgers and hot dogs would be quite simple to have, plus we're camping, so why not have something on the barbecue? So that was the first day taken care of. And then as far as breakfast is concerned, my older 2 absolutely love pancakes. So what I did for both trips, so in the case of the island, I did 2 different batches of the pancakes, whereas for the camping I just did 1 because 1 batch will last 3 days for the kids. So the day of plus 2 days for leftovers. So we don't buy a pancake mix, we just follow a basic recipe. So I mixed all the dry ingredients into a large Ziploc bag, brought it with us, and then all we had to do was add a bit of vanilla, oil, milk, and eggs. Well, I knew we'd have milk and eggs with us, so I brought in a smaller container, some oil, and some vanilla, so I wasn't bringing the big bottle. So then the first morning, my husband would make the pancakes, the kids would have them for the next 2 days after that, and then we were camping, same thing. So that was super simple. As far as my youngest, for breakfast, he'll typically have either scrambled eggs or some yogurt and fruit. So quite honestly, the whole time we were camping, we got yogurt and fruit, whereas he had scrambled eggs and stuff sometimes when we were on the island. And then my husband and I would have either an egg wrap or just scrambled eggs with some vegetables mixed in it or some cheese. Whatever we felt like having that was easy, but we're okay having scrambled eggs every day. I mean, it doesn't bother us at all. So that made breakfast quite easy and taken care of. So I actually figured out how many eggs we'd roughly go through, made sure we had that many. On the island we did run out of eggs. This time on camping we did not. Lunch for both trips, I kind of want to keep it simple so that we didn't have to take a long time cooking anything for lunch. So I had Kraft Dinner with us for my youngest, and then our older 2 would either have hot dogs or a peanut butter sandwich, cheese sandwich, kind of whatever they felt like having. My husband and I would have either hot dogs or a wrap or a sandwich because I brought some deli meat as well. So we kind of just made something quick and easy for lunch. So that kind of took care of lunch. And then for dinner, I wanted to keep dinner similar to how we eat at home because then I knew the kids would eat it and it would give us a bit of a variety. So for dinners, what I planned out was I wanted to have either potatoes or rice, a vegetable or 2, and then some sort of protein. So when we were on the island, I did count out exactly how many potatoes we need for having potatoes for 2 different nights. And then for the other nights, I brought sidekicks. Sidekicks are fantastic because they are already seasoned. All they require is a pot and some boiling water and maybe some milk, depending on the sidekicks that you use. So that's what I used when we were on the island. When we were on camping, I only brought sidekicks. I didn't want to have to deal with peeling potatoes, boiling potatoes. I wanted to keep it very simple. Now, if you're going camping and you're not going to be bringing milk with you, then you can always just pick some sidekicks that only involve water, adding water, because some of them involve adding milk and water and some just water. When we were camping, we did have fridge and a stove and a freezer and everything because we were using an RV, so we had all those type of amenities. But if we were tenting, we may not have milk with us, so therefore we may pick sidekicks that didn't involve having milk, or only bring a small portion of milk that we would need if we really want to have that one. So we would have carrots and broccoli, usually are the vegetables we have at home, so that's kind of the vegetables we'd have while we were away. I buy the bag of broccoli florets because they're simple, don't require cutting. So we had broccoli most days when we were camping and only had carrots the last day. Another option as well is if you're just restricted to, say, a cooler, don't have a ton of space, you can always just bring some frozen vegetables as well. Those are simple, involve no prep. Those would work perfectly fine, and I may do that when we go tenting later on this summer. And then what I did was I did some slow cooker meatballs and slow cooker ribs in the slow cooker the day before we left, and then I froze them in Ziploc bags. I also got a barbecue chicken from Costco because we absolutely love the barbecue chicken from Costco. My husband deboned it, we put it in a Ziploc bag, froze it like that, and then all I had to do was transport them in the Ziploc bags with us in the cooler and then put them in the freezer. So those worked out really well for both our trips, because then we just in the morning, we just pulled out whatever we were going to use, kept the rest in the freezer. I would do meatballs and they would last us a couple nights, but when we were camping, I just did half the meatballs and then put the rest in the freezer and then brought back whatever we didn't eat so we can just have those at home. And that made dinner really, really easy because we weren't thinking, okay, what are we gonna have for dinner? Or thinking, okay, this is the third night in a row we've had the same thing. So we definitely had a bit more variety. We ate normally to how we eat at home, which was kind of nice. So it didn't feel like we were just eating quote unquote camping food of, like, say, hot dogs, hamburgers, stuff like that. And then as far as snacks are concerned, we usually bring stuff to munch on, fish crackers for the kids, applesauce, yogurt. My youngest likes applesauce pouches because he can eat those kind of on his own without a spoon or anything. I brought some Cheerios. I made some homemade cookies before we left. I bought the kids some store-bought cookies that they never get to have very often, so it was a bit of a treat. And then I also had some crackers that I never end up using, but I'd rather have a bit too much food than not enough. And then when we were camping, we also had Jiffy Pop to do on the campfire, as well as stuff to make s'mores and banana boats. So those are kind of things that we brought with us. Now, we also still had like some apples, some peaches, some strawberries, some raspberries, and some blueberries. So we definitely had lots of healthy choices to have. And it definitely kind of made things a little bit easier as far as our meals and snacks, and none of us absolutely starved. So since doing this meal plan, I actually quite liked it because I knew kind of what we would have for meals. I didn't feel like we were getting stale or boring in what we were eating. Felt like we had a good variety and felt like we had nicely balanced meals. So I definitely highly recommend that because most slow cooker foods you can do ahead of time and then reheat later. We use the oven to reheat everything on the island, but when we were camping, we just heat everything on the frying pan, and that honestly worked fine. Everything tasted just as good as if they're on the slow cooker, but the great thing was I didn't have all those ingredients to bring with me and wasn't restricted to only what I can cook, say, in a frying pan or on a barbecue. I was able to have those recipes that we liked from a slow cooker. Before both trips, I also made the Instant Pot yogurt, so we had that with us as well for our youngest because he especially likes to have the yogurt for breakfast and such. And then we had our eggs and milk and stuff as well. So definitely highly recommend putting together a meal plan for your vacation. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I am no meal planning expert. I haven't learned this from anyone. I just kind of do what works for our family. But meal planning day to day definitely is a money saver and a time saver. But doing meal planning for a trip, definitely a huge time saver when you're on vacation and all you want to do is have fun on your vacation, do all your activities, and not have to worry about cooking or figuring out what you're having. And also, previous vacations we found that we were in a bit of a rut where we had the same thing over and over and over again. So that's kind of my process. If you have any questions for me, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely be happy to answer them. If there's any other type of content that you want me to do involving any prep for my trips or the process I kind of do, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to put together another one of these videos for you, a little more detail of how I prep for a trip as far as everything aside from the meal planning. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, as well as hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss future videos from me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.